Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? It's that time of the week. It's time for FMTV Weekly. I am Peter Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. We got a lot of, some fun stuff to talk about, I guess. I mean, we lost, so I don't know if that's fun. But, we're going to talk about what's going on with the Inter Miami and have a little fun tonight. Hopefully you guys get involved with the chat and become and help drive the conversation. But as always, I don't do this by myself. So everybody say a big welcome to everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Ed, who is a bit frozen.
How's it going, guys? I kind of froze. Hopefully you can hear me. Let Peter know if you hear me. But I am here. I guess my internet's really slow. Look at this. A face only a mother could love. But I'm here talking to Peter. Don't be fooled by the crazies that I make. I'm here, and we're going to be talking a lot of Miami stuff. They've got a couple players we're going to talk about, and what else? Lost, we're gonna get it right now. But Peter's stuff to do, business to do.
Oof, man, this might be a tough one. Ed's choppy today, so everybody, he's choppy on the video. His audio's a little choppy here and there, but we're just gonna power right on through it. But like Ed said, as always, we've got to start off with some business, and that is saying a big thank you to Caneswear. I was actually just talking to the guys over at Caneswear yesterday or today, and talking about them expanding their store, and sent me some pictures of the new store that's coming along. It should be open, the new store, in like May or June. But in the meantime, they still got their old store, which still has plenty of Inter Miami gear in there. But I'm excited to see what their new store will look like. Still in Davie, off of University Drive, just south of 595. Hours are there on their screen. Best deals in town for all your Inter Miami gear. Support a local business. Stop going to your big box stores and give a little love to the local business and get all your Inter Miami gear there. Ed, do we have anybody to say hello to in the chat?
Peter, if I even have a good internet to see who's on the live chat right now. So if you could do it, I'd appreciate it.
All right. Whew. All right, so I could we'll go through the few people that I see here. People are starting to call me out a little here. All right, let's start off with the first person I see in here. Kata was the first one I see in the chat, because I only see after we launch the show. So what's up, fellas in chat? And how does Miami lose to a brand new team? B King is here as always. He's not happy about the closed door scrimmages. Yeah, we could talk about that. And there is, where's the one I was looking for? Oh, here. Baldwin is in the house as well, and he thinks that I should help Ed get a new setup. And look, this is internet. I don't know if Futbol Miami TV can pay for Ed's internet increase.
Supposedly the internet's supposed to be good, but I got a full house.
Yeah, I got an internet story to tell. And then of course our buddy from Atlanta is here, and that is a new Wiseman, who apparently is cheering for some birds, some eagles or something. I would think he'd be cheering for some other kind of birds, those falcons up there, but I don't know. Jose Velasquez is here as well. Hello, Jose. And of course, never can forget, One World, One Goal is in the house as well. Judge Dredd, how are you doing, Judge Dredd? Center back, defense needs improvement. Yes, we hear somebody is on the way. Esteban Dito is in the house. The Bandit is here. Did anybody get slapped or fireworked? Not that I'm aware of. Doofster, it's been a while. Welcome back. Lots to talk about, he says. B King says, you're choppy, Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Damion Guzman is here as well. A lot of NFL people here. Bengals or Chiefs he's into. All right. And since the Dolphins are out, I don't even know what's going on. I'm not paying attention to the NFL since the Dolphins are out. And, for me, being a Dolphins fan, Go ahead, Ed.
When's the Super Bowl?
Sometime in February. I don't know.
When's the Super Bowl?
I don't know. February something? I don't know.
That's how lost we are.
Yeah. Once the Dolphins are out, I'm out. And generally, you know, that happens early because the Dolphins are generally not very good, so I don't have to pay attention for very long.
Unless we get Brady.
Yeah, I mean, get the old man, get him a walker, and roll him out on the field.
Hang with Beckham. The old
There you
fogies.
go. Also, let's remind everybody, if you want to leave a voicemail, you can call 786-474-4435. I do have one voicemail that I'm aware of so far. But if you want to leave us a voicemail, please do so. People are still talking about the fireworks. One rule, one goal is commenting that fireworks got swept under the rug. I don't think they got arrested, luckily, so I hope the fans come back. Coach Neville was hoping they'd all come back, and he said in the presser. Yeah, well, Neville kind of danced around that subject a little bit. He's not going to pick on. That's not his place to call out the fans or anything. He wants to support the team, so. But, yeah, we heard in last week's show, we heard near the end that maybe nobody was actually arrested, so that's good.
They just came. They kind of like said, "All right, we'll let this one pass." I think a lot had also that it wasn't an MLS game, so I think just he did bad. Don't let it happen again, and move on.
Right. All right. Well, anyways, I thought of this title, Ed, because of that result against St. Louis. That's closed door scrimmage, and I agree with B. King that I'm tired of these closed door scrimmages. and it's not only Inter Miami that does this. What's the deal with a lot of these MLS teams that their preseason is so top secret, like that they're cooking up something in the kitchen there with their team that no other team has ever seen, like something like they're going to revolutionize football or something like that we can't show you anything before the season because it's secret. You know, we're doing something different here. Now, come on, everybody. We know you're going to roll out, for the most part, your starting lineup in the first half, and then, you know, your newer players or trialists and things like that in the second half. Two different teams. Saw it against the team last week. That's basically the same thing that happened here against St. Louis. But, man, Indiana Vassilev, also the new St. Louis player, he scored against us, Ed.
Yeah, that sucks, man. You know, hopefully he didn't celebrate it. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't celebrate it. But, I mean, we wouldn't know. Nobody got to see it. Yeah, tough break for us. A 4-0 against the brand team. That sucks for us. Tells you something's going on in the back. I think we all know that we need defenders. We've only got, a lot of forward gun players. Some players I think are a little out of place right now. I think everybody wants Futbol back, but from the press conference here, it doesn't sound, at least by the body language and Neville's kind of attitude. It looked like, it's a steep hill, and we might not get all the way to the top. I don't know, maybe Stefanelli. I heard he, from the press conference, you were talking about how he plays as an 8, could also play as 10, and sometimes a false 9. That's pretty interesting. It means he's, pretty much he's offensive minded. He plays as an 8.
Right.
He could maybe occupy space, but if he's not an actual 10, and we know Pizarro is not an actual 10, so we're kind of hurting.
Yeah, B. King agrees. Methinks Pozuelo is not coming back, says B. King. And I agree. I watched the press conference, and yeah, if you read the body language, it does. They're having conversations with him, but it doesn't sound so good. And I was actually listening back to last week's show today, and in that, if you remember, Bruno Panizo, brother of Franco. Sometimes he might know something we don't because through his brother, through the grapevine, I don't know. But he was of the opinion that Pozuelo is gone as well. But the interesting thing is they haven't, there's no announcement of him signing with another team or anything like that. So obviously they're still working on Pozuelo, but as much as we need help in the offense here and there or the midfield, and the new player may be the answer, maybe he's not. We all want Pozuelo. I mean, we do need to resolve the back line, and they started off by getting rid of Damion Lowe. Damion Lowe is now a Philadelphia Union player, and a lot of people
Ouch.
I know, a lot of people criticized him last season. I know the internet, for the most part, a lot of people did not like him, but you cannot deny he was our best defender last year. You may not have liked him, but he was our best, and that just says, well, then maybe our defense wasn't so good. But he was. I enjoyed watching him. He did make some mistakes. I would have loved to have kept him as depth, which is what Philadelphia paid for. They paid $225,000 in GAM for depth.
Yep. I think keeping him would have been important to keep the line. Right now, we've something interesting, Peter. Hopefully you could pronounce his name because I sure as hell can't. We got this Ukrainian player. Can you say it, Peter? Can you say it?
I could give it a shot, Ed. It's what is it? Hang on, let me pull it up here so I could read it because I'm better at reading it. I think it's Sergei Krivstov. Krivstov, because there's two V's, so it's like Krivstov, right? Krivstov. I'm thinking Sergei Krivstov.
Hopefully he's got an hopefully he's got an easier nickname or something that he uses. Like I don't know, Chico or something.
Chico from a guy named from Ukraine. You're gonna give him Chico?
I don't know, man. But Sergey, I will go with Sergey. Hey,
Sergey, his last name is like Krivstov, so Stove, or Sov, Chris. I keep saying Krivstov, but the T is before the S, so it's Krivstov. I don't know. It's getting harder. The more I try it, Ed, the worse I'm getting.
Yeah, he's it's interesting to look up. He seems to have been in the Ukrainian national team. A lot of the under 21.
Yep.
3. He's seems to have played for most of the Ukrainian national, even the bigger one, but apparently not the latest one going to the World Cup. So he's got international experience. Looks like he's got experience. We don't know just much. He's still kind of
31-year-old guy. The reports are that good leader, strong defender. Again, if you read body language, and not even just read body language, just listen what Neville said in the press conference this week. He did say we have a center back coming, and he said, and it's a good one. Like he was excited about this guy. So, I like what one world, one goal says. Let's just call him Christie from now on. That's a manly name.
That'll work.
Christie.
that could work.
Man, I can't stop coughing tonight.
Yeah, we're hoping that he's a good player. We need a good center defender.
Yeah.
That means we've got extra players, like on the set at least.
That means to me,
Negri who's coming in.
Say that again. Sorry, the choppiness is tough.
We've got Negri coming in.
Yeah, and he'll play left back. So, from what I understand, maybe they could find a way to get rid of what's his name, our Englishman.
Yeah, from Gibbs.
Yeah, Gibbs.
From what I hear, Nate plays on the left-hand side. He's basically another Brecht.
Okay.
That might work.
Yeah, that might be good. So two unknowns, right? We don't know who Christie how he's going to play, and we don't know how Negri's going to play, but the team seems to be high on them. So you imagine Ame Mabika is probably relegated to the bench. Ryan Saylor may also be relegated to the bench, or depth. I mean, because these guys rarely can play a full season. I mean, they're going to have a lot of games. And this year also they're going to have the League's Cup. So we're going to have at least 2 games for the League's Cup. So we're going to need more players.
Definitely spoken, but I thought that was pretty cool. So he could understand players. Plus, he knows Spanish. Of course, he's Argentinian. He's played with Taylor in the past. I think that's good. And before, he's played as an 8, as a false 9. So, he also has a lot of positions. With all these games that you're talking about here, we're definitely going to need the depth. And maybe guys the one that's going to step in and take Pozuelo's place. I mean, I guess.
I didn't get all that. That's all I could tell. That's what I think. I had a hard time with what you. I don't know what you were exactly saying, but Esteban saying he has a pet peeve for people naming people what's convenient or easier for them. Call him by his name unless he has a pseudonym he approves of. Kata agrees. But the problem, Kata, is we're having a hard time with his name. That's the problem. Christoph, right? Christoph. Something like that. Christoph. I'm just going to try to pronounce his name. By the end of this show, maybe I'll have the name. Steve Munoz is checking in as well. What's up, everybody? So Philadelphia has no problem spending money on increasing their depth and defense. You know, clearly we're bringing in 2 people, so we'll have some depth, but they're unknowns. And when so we've played 3 games so far in the preseason that I'm aware of, and we've at least given up 7 goals. So the people that we currently have clearly are not cutting it. And actually, Damion Lowe was one of those people. So, Ed, are you still there?
I'm here, Peter Brown, but since you can't hear me well, so put up that. I'm going to give you a phone call. We'll do it that way.
I can hear you once in a while. So it just that last one was that last whatever you said was hard to understand.
So I was talking about
some of it.
How he might be able to play in place of Pozuelo if he does come back.
Yeah, well, the one thing I what's his name again?
Stefanelli.
That's it, Stefanelli. One thing I did like was when they interviewed him about the position. I like what he said about, he's good with playing as a 10, and he knows that if he's playing with Campana likes to do certain things, so that he needs to play close to Campana so that when Campana heads the ball or whatever, he's there to pick it up and then to pass it off to someone else like Joseph Martinez or whoever else is playing, Lassiter or something like that. So I liked how he was talking about the flow of the game and how he would position himself and be where he needs to be. So he spoke the lingo, so that is good. Baldwin saying Pozuelo not being back is the problem. No backup. Yeah, so it's amazing how much one guy really did make a difference with this team, Ed.
Yeah. There were other players that kind of, occupy that space, but nobody's 10 Pozuelo was. Pozuelo was just, his world in that position. He basically made Higuain. I mean, a lot of people don't think about it, but it was the guy that was, servicing him. He was the brought Higuain back.
Steve Munoz is saying that Stefanelli seemed to have impressed the journos that attended the friendly. Yeah, I read some of that. It seemed like they were pretty happy with what they saw, so that's good. I was impressed with what he said. Couldn't see what he was doing. Esteban Dito says, Peter, I'm not worried about Inter Miami losing preseason games as long as it in the end it is an end to the show. It is an end to show up during the football season. This year, I don't want to hear any diplomatic excuses by Neville. So my concern about them losing preseason games, yeah, I know preseason doesn't matter, but my concern about losing the preseason games is that you start off the season the way you kind of potentially you're starting off the season. Starting off the season the way your preseason is. So if your preseason is bad, then the beginning of your season may be bad as well. That's my concern. So, but who knows? Who knows? The one thing is, all reports are is that Neville is trying to really get them to play out of the back, and that they're progressing. It sounds like potentially, in doing so. Let's see if Ed's better. Ed's still a black screen. He just called back in, but black screen for now.
Boy.
I can hear you.
Can't hear me either?
Yeah, I can hear you. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Now you popped in.
Maybe just keep my image on and maybe it'll be louder, or you can't hear me either.
Yeah, we can hear you a little bit. It's just a little warbly once in a while. Kata likes this new look for Ed. The frozen,
Thanks.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just smiling. Because right now that's where you're at. Just a nice smile.
I'll change my face then.
Just yeah. Don't make a weird face, because it'll be stuck on that face for a while. And then there you go. Ed with his Peppa Pig. I don't know what's up with that. Really got a thing for Peppa Pig, don't you?
I got a lot of toys around, so the kids have them all over the place.
Yeah, me too. But mine are more like, not for kids, but Mr. Toad, all that nonsense.
Mr. Toad.
But it's funny you're talking about everybody. We're talking about your internet because, well, obviously. But in my neighborhood, AT&T is coming in and putting in their fiber, which is supposed to be a better internet, like it's buried underground. And I know it's buried underground because they're digging up my front yard. And it's I get no breaks because recently the city had to dig up my front yard because they're replacing sidewalks, and then they fixed my front yard, and now they're digging it up again. I mean, come on. I got no luck. But hopefully in the end I get good internet. But right now they're just messing up the neighborhood.
I hate when that happens.
The fiber is supposed to be like faster, more reliable, and also I think a little bit cheaper than, say, Comcast, which is what I currently use. People in the chat,
guys that I use now.
People in the chat are talking about food, Argentinian steak. They're making me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. Kata's in Deerfield. I'm close to Deerfield. But guys talking food. One World, One Goal saying meat and risotto with mushrooms. My God, people. I'm hungry. Kata is also mentioning the depth of this team still worries him, and Pizzi is staying. Pizzuelo. Oh, because hey guys, remember we don't like shortening of names. Don't call him Pizzi.
I think he might be talking about Pizarro.
Yeah, Pizarro. But is he cool with being called Pizzi? I don't know. Pizarro, I thought looked good. I mentioned this last week. I thought he looked good in the first game of the first preseason game that I saw. I thought he looked pretty good. But you never know. It just, man, we need Pozuelo. But again, I think until we see what this Christoph and looks like, and
Spinelli,
Negri looks like, I think we're going to be continuing to ask the question.
Where's the beef?
That's what we're going to be asking, Ed.
Where's the beef?
Nice.
Where's the defense? Because
So he said beef.
Huh?
It sounded like he said beef. Where's the beef?
It is. It's from the TV commercial, Ed. It's a clip from the TV commercial. Don't you remember
I
the
thought you
TV
said
commercial?
No.
Where's the beef?
You don't remember the Where's the Beef TV commercials?
I guess I didn't watch TV as you did.
Wait, so I came up with this thumbnail with these three old ladies, and you did not understand why the thumbnail then?
No, I didn't get it. I think nobody got it. You're just that old.
Steve Munoz got it.
He's old too.
Come on, Ed. The old lady's walking into Wendy's saying, "Where's the beef?" I know
Okay,
that
now
I knew that there would be a segment of our audience that would not get that. Baldwin is saying, "Did Ed live in the U.S. in the 80s?" I mean, this was just the biggest commercial in the 80s, Ed.
I remember now.
Ah.
I was born here. Just, you know.
Oh, look at that. Look at
didn't
that. Steve Munoz is only 38 and he knows. Come on, Ed.
What? He was like, he's as old as you, Peter Brown. Like,
Where's the beef?
That's what we're going to get. If this defense doesn't get any better, we're going to make some T-shirts with that lady's face on it and just going, "Where's the defense?"
We're going to have to do that.
Make some T-shirts. What else you guys want to talk about, Ed? What else is going on?
No, man, just thinking about the players that have been mentioned. Of course, you keep mentioning that Messi much going up. I mean, when's it end, man? And there's got to be people that are up with the whole Messi's coming and he's not coming, and he keeps changing his mind. He's not going to sign up with PSG. He's going to sign up PSG. He's coming to Miami, you know.
Or he's not.
You know, for now, it just seems like he's, you know, he still hasn't made up his mind. It's really frustrating.
Yeah,
it's good things though for Miami. Just a rumor that you know, he's coming has made a lot of people get tickets.
Yeah, as far as Messi, what I hate the most is it feels like we're going to be in limbo for several more months, maybe all the way into the summer, that we're just not going to know what's going on. We're not going to know because he could drag this out as long as he wants, take as long as he wants to make his decision. And we've got, and you know, so we're going to sit there and not use a designated player spot with potential hopes. I mean, they got to give him a deadline. He's got to make a decision by, I don't know, April or something.
But he's man. I mean, he's the GOAT.
I know, and he'll take his sweet old time because he can. And
we're gonna hold play hardball DP spot forever. Waiting for him, even if he comes when he's 50.
50? You'll take him when he's 50.
He's still going to be.
All right, I didn't get that. Doofster is asking a question here. Serious question. All these teams have a huge preseason night to celebrate and release new kits. I watched one last night with King Aguero in Ecuador, Uncle Ed. Why doesn't Inter Miami do that? Do any MLS teams do that, though? I haven't heard.
I don't know, but they should.
They should. I haven't heard of any MLS teams doing that. But I assume that, you know, we should start seeing kits leaked in the next, 1 to 2 weeks. I mean, I would think at least 2 weeks before the season starts, we should see kits. And possibly shortly after February 1st, you might want to start releasing some of those things, because February 1st is the launch of MLS Season Pass, which I keep calling All Access. I don't know why. We did that video on it, and I kept calling it All Access because I like that name. But the MLS Season Pass launches February 1st, so just a few days away, and everybody's saying the kits leaked online. I think we've all seen some of the leaks on the kits. There was a kit leak for Inter Miami, about a month ago? But we're talking about official presentations where you could then go and buy it and you can see it. Steve Munoz is saying the new merch is looking nice. That new jacket is reversible. I didn't see that. I was not online much today. Oh, One World is saying there it was shorts, jacket, track pants. Looks nice, brighter pink. Okay, gonna have to go look for that after the show. But you would assume that they might start releasing some of these, shortly after the whole launch, so that there's something to look at on the Apple TV MLS season pass, right, Ed?
Sure.
Sure.
Can you hear me, Pete?
Yeah.
Don't know if you can hear.
I mean, you're in and out, Ed. You're in and out. So it's, we're just rolling with it, however it goes. But it would be cool. So you know what they used to do years and years ago? And we're going to go to a voicemail in just a few minutes. We may cut this show a little short. It's getting a little more difficult here with Ed. But what they used to do, I remember they did this in the early days of MLS, is they would do a fashion show, and they would do it around the time where they had the draft, because they did it down here in South Florida one time. They had it at the Signature Grand, which is I think that's what it's called. It's in Davie off 595, not far from Caneswear, and I went to it. And I think that's when they unveiled, it might have been the last year of Miami Fusion, and they unveiled that yellow jersey that I have that. But they would do a fashion show, and the players would literally walk down the runway. Do you remember that, Ed?
Oh, that's that's something. But I don't think I'm bringing that one back.
Yeah,
unless we have Messi.
You're saying we don't need that?
No, they might not bring it unless Messi's here.
Okay. I'm looking up the kit. Entertain the folks, Ed.
Well, guys, hopefully they can hear me, man. That's the thing very much, because I was, not sure they could hear me. You could see me all, right now, and you guys would,
Yeah,
it might work.
The only leak that I'm seeing was again, I'm just doing this real quick, was this one, and this is from Footy Headlines, and this is the one I think we've all seen. I didn't see what you guys are referring to as far as the shorts, but this is the one that we've seen so far. I think most of us. It is a brighter pink with a monochromatic logo. I'm interested in seeing this jacket and everything that you guys are talking about as well. Hey, why don't we go and listen to a voicemail, Ed?
Zoom.
Time for your voicemail.
Hello.
All right.
Hey, it's Italia One World One Goal. I think I got a weird connection. And how's everybody doing, Peter and Uncle Ed and all the great fans? Woohoo! Well, at least my Elio won for the Drive Pink Auto Nation IMSA team at the 24-hour Rolex. So in racing, so at least I got somebody winning. Our poor team losing 0-4. Oh my gosh! And to the expansion club, which is St. Louis, they're doing a great job with marketing. They built their stadium downtown. They were doing social media for like a year and a half and blah, blah, blah. So, of course, Peter and I are a little envious because we always push them on the marketing. And they have that great shirt that may be pink, maybe red, that Peter thinks is red, obviously. And we had Indiana Vasilev scored on us and apparently defend it like Beckham. And Mr. Beckham is in town with his family for Mark Anthony's wedding and all this stuff. So let's hope he can make some final moves. We need Pozuelo. We need a number 10. And don't tell me you're holding it for Messi, because I don't want to hear any more of that drama until he's really ready to come. And besides, if he does come, he can wear the 23. So, and a little bit of good news that they're going to be breaking ground on the stadium finally in April. So, you know, we just have to wait, and then hopefully we can really ramp up some great marketing at that point. And I do wish they had opened at FIU. It would have been amazing if we had Beckham still playing and Mike Diego Turner 17 was still playing. That was my dream, to see him cross the balls over and get some incredible golazos. But maybe we can still try to do a Legends game and get some things going, you know, within the next couple of years, drum up some fun games. And let's hope these guys work their magic. Chris Henderson brought the Argentines in, so looks like we got a few new signings, and potentially that center back, we'll see how he does from the Ukraine. So, but leave a little space and bring Poselo back. Okay, love you guys. Love the show.
All right, thank you. One world, one goal. You know, as far as Beckham being back, I found this picture. How big is that hat Beckham is wearing? That hat looks a little too big for Beckham's head. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's the new style, man. He's trying to make everybody buy the bigger size.
Doesn't it look a little big for him?
He walks in the store and grabs whatever. He does what he wants.
Yeah, that's what happens when you own a team. You just go in there and just say, "I'll take that. Thank you very much."
Oh, it's big. I'll wear it.
Esteban Dito is saying it's time to do a Patreon account to get Ed better internet service. We've thought about doing a Patreon account, but we just haven't done it. I don't know if anybody wants to do it.
Involves work.
Yeah, because you got to do extra stuff. You can't just say give me money. You got to give people more things with that. Mm-hmm. So we've talked about it. We just haven't done it.
My brother does. He has extra stuff, so it just sounds like too much work to me.
Well, I have an idea. Like, you know, if we were to do, say, a Patreon account, the Patreon people in the Patreon could have access to join the show, like with video or something like that. We could talk about it. But that's just one of those things a lot of YouTubers do. But we just haven't. We've talked about it, but we haven't done it.
I like that one. That would have come in handy right now when you can't see me, somebody else.
Right.
The host, because internet's terrible.
Yeah. Kata was asking, will the SG supporters group, I think, food video still coming soon? That's something we talked about last year we want to do, so hopefully we can find a way to do that. We wanted to do like a food food competition type of thing. Which supporters group makes the best food, and we kind of vote on it, and just me and Ed just being, you know, basically just show a way to spotlight the supporters groups, but have a little fun with it. So, and then he also had a follow-up question. This is more just business. Peter, I won the Caneswear gift card last year. Will they take it? Yeah, I have I'm sure they would. I have an old gift card as well that I've used part of. So I'm right there with you. No, I think you're still good. Contact him. I don't think it'd be any issue. Esteban is asking, Peter, how come no other people are shy to leave voicemails on your show? People are shy to leave voicemails, he's saying. I don't know, Esteban, have you left one? Come on.
Yeah, make it so. Yeah, guys, you can call in and leave us a message.
Yeah, you can call anytime at 786-474-4435. One World she's got us saved on like speed dial, and loves to always just drop a line at least once or twice or sometimes 3 times a week. But and we appreciate it. So anybody else that wants to join in the conversation, please do. So all right. Kata was also mentioning that the Galaxy kit got leaked. All right, cool. All right, Ed.
Yeah. We're probably going to make this one short. Unfortunately, my connection's still not good, and that's affecting our our conversation here.
Steve is asking, have we considered having guests? Yeah, we have had guests. We don't do it very often, but just 2 shows ago we had Christopher Harris from One World One. Christopher Harris from World Soccer Talk was on. So yeah, I mean, and we're talking about, Ed and I are talking about having more guests this year than we have in the past. Kind of like our old audio only show. We used to have a guest every single week, but then we kind of leaned on it, and now I don't know. We've had fun in this format. We have so much fun talking to you guys and things like that, and so we just haven't done it quite a bit. But yeah, we plan on having some more guests. Do you have any requests?
And you guys Steve? Can, yeah, and there's Peter's gotten a little lazy, but we should pull up some of the old audio and put them maybe on Futbol Miami TV from the old podcast. We had some great guests back in the day.
Yeah, but that's not Peter being lazy. That's Peter. That's Peter needing to pay an old service in order to access those.
So that's what it is.
Yes, that's what it is. They're still online, but you can't get to them because we're no longer paying for that service. But if I paid for it for a month or something, I could probably download everything and do that. But Carl Toppin was asking, Peter, you're a big fan of Lowe. Are you happy he's gone? No, I'm not happy he's gone. I liked Lowe. I was a fan of Lowe. I don't know if you were being sarcastic, but I was a fan of Lowe. So no, I'm not happy he's gone. Philadelphia is using him the way I would use him, and that's for depth. I don't necessarily know if he's our starting back, but he was our best back last year, and so I'm not happy he's gone. I would have loved to improve our back line, but still keep him for depth. I think that would be great. Oh, Richard Greenberg asking if we're going to make a trip to Toronto. Ed, will you be making a trip to Toronto? You're going to try?
I'm going to do my darn tootinest because my wife wants to go to Toronto, and that's a good excuse to go to Toronto.
That sure is. I hear Toronto's beautiful. Video. Yeah. I hear it's beautiful.
So we'll hang out, Richard.
Yeah, I don't think I will be traveling, but have fun. I'll probably do more of that stuff once my daughter is finished high school and possibly even having to wait until she's finished college. Education's expensive, Ed.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Steve is also talking about the new stadium. They're breaking ground apparently April 1st. We've heard about that, Ed. In last golfing, it'll be late March. So hopefully we will be able to get back into the construction video business. That's kind of like, I don't want to say how we started this channel because it's not exactly, but those were some of our most popular videos early on in this channel were the construction updates. And we do definitely want to do that again. Some of that does depend on where on the property, like, can you park? And I guess, Ed, we need you to go out and scope out the layout, like where you're able to walk around, where you're able to park, what kind of access. The beauty of where Lockhart was, it was so simple to just literally walk around it very, very easily because it's a small little piece of land. You could walk around it, get all the video I wanted to, but we got to kind of scope out that spot over there, Ed, and see if we can still do that.
I'm definitely going to get out there. Hopefully before they start the construction, do a video prior. I wish we would have had access with our drone, but we're too close to the airport. But we'll definitely try to get in there before they chop the whole thing down. And I'll definitely be going there a lot, filming a lot.
Yeah, so Ed,
we have Peter down here to do it too.
Yeah. I think it'd be a little more of Ed doing it. But then, of course, I would definitely participate as well. Richard Greenberg found us because of those construction videos. Yeah, there's been several people that have stopped me inside the stadium to say that's how they found us. And I have to tell them, hey, we do a show every Sunday night. We're still around. You could still watch what we're doing. But for some people, that's all they really watched was our construction videos. And those were fun to do.
Well,
Esteban,
we're not the best things to watch, Peter. We're not that good looking, so well, at least I'm not.
I don't know. Esteban is asking more about show-related things. Peter, is there a way you can have a Zoom call shows in which viewers can be heard, seen by everyone else if they are picking their bookers? Yeah, I mean, through the application I use, I'm sure I could. I know this application does cooperate with Zoom. I could do something like that. I don't know if there's interest in that or not. If everybody wants to hop on Zoom calls, I mean, I don't know. I do Zoom calls for a living, so, you know. Carl Toppin is asking how long the new stadium will take to finish. I don't know, Ed. Have they actually given a timeline, an updated timeline? Because, you know, it's not what it was when they started.
Yeah, last time they had said something they would take at least 2 years, but you know, I don't see them take longer. There's so many things could happen. They have to clean it up first of all.
Yep.
That's going to take some time, and then the actual construction, which they say 2 years. So we're probably talking 2 years, if not more.
Yeah, so it's 2023. I'd say what, at least 2026. You know.
Yep.
It would. The way the speed at which they built the current stadium, Drive Pink, is not what they're going to do here. You know, they're going to hopefully make as much as I like Drive Pink, we want this one at Miami Freedom Park to be better, and not just an erector set. We have a nice erector set, but that's what we have is an erector set. They don't really take care of. I'll be honest. That stadium is dirty. They do not take care of it. But yeah, I would think. I think I remember hearing some estimates, or maybe it's just because I've said it so many times that I think it'll take close to a year to just clean up the land, the remediation of the land. So if they start in April, I think you're talking at least most, or if not all, of 2023 to clean the land, and then two years or more to actually build the stadium. I would think, but you know, One World, One Goal has her opinion. She thinks it's half a year remediation, 2 years construction. Yeah, I mean that's the ideal, but I just think everything takes longer in Miami, so I would lean towards that 3 years and maybe go up a little bit. And I would not shock me to see the stadium is done and nothing else is done other than, say, stadium and garage. The stuff as far as the office park, the outdoor shopping promenade, all that kind of stuff, I would imagine is phase 2. But if they could have it all done in 3 years, bravo.
It's going to be schedule.
People in the chat.
If it does come, he's probably not going to be playing there.
He's too old if he comes to there. I mean, we need Messi at Drive Pink. He's too old. He'll be too old to play at Miami Freedom Park. Ed.
You forgot my name.
No. I said M, which is what I call my daughter. I don't know why I said that to you. I call my daughter M. So I don't know why I did that. The chat room is, I don't know if you heard about this, Ed, but the chat room is loving the whole tournament that CONCACAF and CONMEBOL came up with. Top teams playing Gold Cup, and CONCACAF playing the top teams from the Libertadores, and South America is a great way to grow. Well, that's no. I think the agreement was between CONMEBOL, right? And this, I think, is Doofster saying he would like to see that. Right? There was a new.
They were on a tight schedule. I don't see them having more tournaments. I mean, this all make money, but it'll be good money for them.
But there is
maybe it's not going to be feasible.
There was a new announced tournament with CONMEBOL and I don't know the other in that area, but
CONCACAF probably.
Esteban is saying, as far as I think back to that Zoom conversation, he would enjoy it. It would make viewers feel more part of the show than just be a listener, in my humble opinion, even if it is critical opinion at times. Hey, we could try it someday. We could definitely do it like a test run or something like that and see how it goes. Tracker is jumping in here. It's saying, I know they lost, but I think the starting 11 can be mediocre to a bit above mediocre. I think Phil brings them down, though. So many people are anti-Phil, and I it's like, man, give the guy a chance. Let's at least see him start the season. The team has improved, I think. So, with him, he's gotten the camaraderie. I mean, that's I think the best thing he's done is probably getting the camaraderie of the team in the locker room. But people really do give Phil a lot of stick that I don't know if he fully deserves, but at least let's give him some time in this season to see what it's going to look like, right? I mean, Ed, he's got to give him at least the first few months.
Well, he got the team to the playoffs. We looked better towards the end.
Yep.
We can keep going through the playoffs, but I think we had something going. I think Pozuelo made the difference. I think not having him on the team now will definitely bring our down. Having him on the team will get us maybe to the play again.
I mean, you could look at it like this. Having Pozuelo could keep Phil's job. Losing Pozuelo may help Phil lose his job. If he can't find...
There you go.
If he cannot find someone to fill that space. Because even though I thought Pizarro looked good in that first preseason game, he ain't no Pozuelo. So,
nope.
We thought...
I think both of them playing together with
P&P, right?
That would be that PP is what I called it. The PP connection.
PP.
They would look good, I think. Complement each other. Creative players. Pozuelo is a 10, and Pizarro on one of the wings, creating chances for Joseph and for Campana. Put those two guys right there. Got these guys creating. Whoever on the other, we've got something very interesting.
Our old buddy Cesar Sofredo is joining in here at the end, saying Messi rumors to Miami all over again. We can't afford him. Not sure if you guys talked about it. Just joined the live stream. We did talk about it, but we're happy to touch on it again. I disagree with you that we cannot afford him. Because they're in serious negotiations. If it was strictly a money issue, they would not be still sitting down with Messi talking, because Messi would just be like, it's way too little. I don't know. This is just a wild hair that I think is that because MLS would want Messi. Messi comes to MLS. It helps this Apple TV MLS season pass so much. Right now, there's that big question mark. Will people subscribe to an Apple TV standalone MLS package? They will if Messi's on it. So with that, does Apple help pay to bring Messi? Because in the end, it helps them. And really, MLS is not where Apple wants to be. Apple wants to be in the NFL market, and more in the baseball. They're trying to get into the sports market. Heck, I mean, so are the other streamers. I was watching the U.S. national team on HBO Max, right? So their streaming is where it's at. So I wonder if someone like Apple does help sweeten the pot and make that potentially happen. Now, of course, when I just said that we've got the money and then we can make it happen, the guys over in Qatar don't usually lose these kind of deals. Although, there's some sort of like financial fair play things that they may not be able to, offer the money that they wanted to offer. So
I think they're gonna offer Messi in the kitchen sink.
Yep.
If Apple got involved, he's gonna take a percentage of the team probably. He's gonna pay himself just sponsorships and all that. I think they'll make the money, and he'll make his money
For sure. Kata does not think they'll make him an owner. One goal does. For sure, Messi will get a percent of the team, but what if he wants his own franchise like Vegas or Tampa? They could make another Beckham deal where you can, get a Groupon to a future team, but they did make some comment that they would not do that again. That would never happen again. But you never know. Never say never, especially again when it comes to this deal with Apple. I think it does need a marquee player to slap on every advertisement. You put a marquee player right now. The way MLS is, your average football fan or your average MLS fan, maybe below average MLS fan, may not subscribe to that. But if Messi's there, they will. Caesar's back in again with a second question. Let's answer that before we end the show. Will we have a decent team backing him up to make it worthwhile to play in MLS? I think so. As we were talking about throughout the game, and Ed, jump in. The team is improved, and if we can get Pozuelo back for sure, they're making improvements, and also the rumor is if we get Messi, they're bringing Busquets as well.
If we get Messi, any player will play maybe for just to play with Messi. So, the sky's the limit. He comes in. It's going to be great for us in every sense and for the league. So, your fingers, hope it still happens, but don't for this year.
Richard Greenberg is saying that San Diego, he thinks, is the next MLS team. Vegas isn't coming due to cost to build the new stadium there. I don't want another California team, do you? I mean, Vegas, I'm down with, but another California team? Matt Z is asking if the stadium broke ground. Not yet. Check back in April for them to break ground. Kata is also saying, since we're talking about Apple TV, Kata is saying MLS needs to tell more stories to get more views. Look at Wrexham. I agree. I love that show, the Wrexham show. I'm not sure if you saw it, Ed. Great show. Loved it. And that's one thing. I've always wanted some sort of like magazine style show for MLS where you can get to know the personalities of the players. And, you have so many people in the league, therefore you've got so many stories. And I agree, they need to tell those stories. One goal saying California can have their own league. Yes, they can. They got enough teams. Baldwin says F Wrexham. He's not a fan. I mean, you may not like the team. I don't care, but the show was good. The show was fun to watch. Did you end up watching Wrexham, Ed? Welcome to Wrexham?
No, I watched it yet, man. I one that's on Apple TV called there's gonna start soon again.
Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso. Yeah. Ted Lasso's good. Go. There was another show, just speaking of shows, there was another on Apple TV. There is a show there now about the European Super League. What was it, 10 teams or something around there in Europe that were trying to create their own breakaway league. It's a 4-part documentary. Really good. Really interesting.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. And then the Wrexham, I think, if I remember, I watched that on Hulu. I think that's where that one is. But it's a really good show. And I know that Wrexham is in the FA Cup, and I think they were playing, I forgot, they were playing a championship team. I think they might have lost. But Matt Z jumping in again, asking if Messi could still happen. It's always a possibility until he says no. possible. Steve Munoz talking about that other documentary, the Premier League are their own Super League. Yeah, but this one, if you remember, this was even people breaking away from the Premier League. And so, anyways, interesting documentary. If you want to guys go check out
European League. Huh?
Yeah. Hey Ed, it was an interesting show. You've been mostly a listener with a little bit of talk here and there where your internet will allow, but we got through it, and I think we had fun. I hope everybody else had
Sorry about that.
Good time.
Stupid internet.
Yeah, I hope everybody else had a good time as well. Hey, if you have any ideas or any, we talked about guests. If you guys want to put in some guest requests, realistic guest requests, don't say David Beckham. It's not probably realistic. We could try, but it's probably not realistic. But if you have,
I got some questions once. I think it's on one of the shows.
Yeah. But if you drop them in the chats, not now, but after the show is posted, drop, because those stay up there permanently. I just said not now, Kata. It says get Franco. We've had Franco on the show, Franco Paniza. We've had him, old friend of ours. We will do it. Now they're coming in. The problem with you guys mentioning these here is that they, I'll forget them. But One World, One Goal says,
I did reach out to Kaylin Kyle.
We did reach out to her. She has not responded yet.
She sent a smile back, and that. So One World goes out.
Tracker's asking if we can get Pizarro on the show or George Acosta. Acosta, maybe. Pizarro, Ed would have to work on because I don't think he speaks English. So I can't.
Do it on Spanish.
You could do that on the Spanish show for sure. So yeah, but drop some more of these in the actual comments at the end of the show so that more people could jump into the conversation later on and stuff like that. But yeah, throw in if you want us to talk to some people, let us know. Anyways, everybody, we're gonna wrap this sucker up. Say a big old thank you to you guys because you guys make it fun being part of this show. So thank you for tuning in live and all that kind of stuff. Kata is asking, is Tom Bogert possible? We asked him as well. Scheduling might be a problem, but we can continue to work on that. So you guys are on the same line of thought as we are.
We'll make it happen.
You're on the same line of thought as we are. We've already kind of reached out to some of these people. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next week.